podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
BoxingVoice.com.
DeLaHoya Productions.
I must be the greatest.
Let's get that done.
I've been here before, and I know what it takes. It's hard work, dedication. BoxingVoice.com. Mayweather is PB. He's the best.
Win, lose, or draw, we coming to fight. Can't nobody take that away from us. We're coming to fight.
They do what they can, I do what I want.
When you look at how he throws that left hook, it starts out really low. We're going to see what kind of character he has.
And the lefts and rights by Maidana. And it's all Marcos Maidana here. A lot of those punches off his shoulder. I think anybody out there listening or the key, anybody, you think that that's a dangerous deal to make. I think it's a perfect deal to make.
BoxingVoice.com.
15 minutes. Can you be strong for 15 minutes? Can you? Listen, the concentration is leaving a little bit. Pick it up. Pick it up!
Some things about we got to deal with his body shots. I don't think you want to be that close to us. He's talking about letting the left hook go, then you don't take the left hook. Let's get that done.
Look, the fire's coming. Are you ready for the fire? Look, we're firemen. We are firemen! The heat doesn't bother us. We live in the heat. We train in the heat.
BoxingVoice.com.
Let's get that done.
Danny, how much of the difference is it for you at this weight? You lost weight, man? Yeah, I'm working out. I lost like 35 every fighter's a threat. Puerto Rico. Miguel BoxingVoice.com.
We're not going to do that. We're going to take this fight against Keith. We're going to get less than you, Keith, but we're going to get more the second time. So go ahead and make it 2 times.
BoxingVoice.com. My job is to focus on boxing, going out there being the best that I can be.
All right, you men receive my instructions. Protect yourselves at all times. Stay like a man. I want you to touch gloves now, man. You're boxing at the bell. Place to go.
BoxingVoice.com. BoxingVoice.com.
On Saturday, I think somebody's going to get stalked. We don't know who, but, I'm pretty confident in myself. And we're ready.
BoxingVoice.com.
I must be the greatest.
BoxingVoice.com.
Good morning, TBV. Damn if a dollar beat don't hit hard, getting you ready early in the morning. I'm energetic, I'm ready to go. The beat is hitting. I'm actually ready for a run. Not, but what's up? Good morning to all. We out here. We ready to talk about lightweight supremacy. Vasyl Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez is finally officially set according to Bob Arum. They're going to be fighting September 19th, and there is going to be lightweight supremacy in the 135-pound division. We'll give you all the details, but it looks like all the major players have a fight. Well, except for Devin Haney. Let me head on out to Mr. Linares in New Jersey.
I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Legs to the conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody like me. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from their cloth. There's no one that can match.
Champ! Good morning, y'all. We back at it again. Monday morning. It's a fun day. I don't know if we're doing Untitled today. You know, the schedule's been crazy, so I'll talk to the fellas about that. But yeah, get your cup of coffee ready. If you out across the pond, if you fancy some tea and crumpets, get that ready. If not, good old cup of mud is all right too. And yeah, man, lightweight supremacy. I like that. I like that post that WBC put out. There is some heat in that division, and you know, there's some good matchups to look forward to him. You know, I'm excited for my Honduran bro. You know, for those who don't know, I'm a Paisan. So let's get into talking about these matchups and who has the more difficult matchup and other things that we can look at in this tournament style type of thing. Because I know it's not really a tournament, but Marioski?
What, is he here? I just text like, where are you?
He's been in silent mode.
Where were you?
Me, Mario.
Yo, what up? I guess I can let it go because usually it takes me a minute to walk the dogs, but I ain't walking for very long because your boy got hurt yesterday training. Yo, I swear it was like one of those things where even in the moment as it happens, you're like, yo, this is pretty funny. Like, if anybody saw this, I wouldn't hate if they laughed. But I straight just slammed my foot, my whole ankle actually, into it was actually like a kettlebell, but it was like one of those weird kettlebells. I've
face on it?
Yeah, no, not one of those. No, it was one of those ones that's almost kind of like triangular. I haven't seen them in very many gyms before. They're kind of like old school. But yeah, I slammed my ankle right into it, and yo, I'm not walking right now, fellas.
Hey, what?
But I'm all right though. I'll be good. The wife is the only thing that's really the most hurt thing about it. You know, bothering me about icing and all that. But yeah, other than that, I'm all right. Except I ain't walking the dogs for a while.
Good thing you said ice, man, because in the 135-pound division, in this fight, some are believing that Lomachenko will get iced by Lopez, but some are also believing that Devin Haney's already iced, kind of been put to chill. No opponent. They're having, you know, lightweight supremacy without one of the champions, without one of, I guess, the people that we're most interested in. Yeah, Devin's on the outside looking in. Everyone is listed with a fight except for Devin Haney. He has a TBA. But it's more about Vasyl Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez finally having a date. Do you guys believe that this is official the way that Bob says it is? I know we never question fights that are actually put on paper, but, you know, when ESPN announced it, they turned around and had an interview with Lomachenko, with Teofimo Lopez via, you know, telephone, video chat, and he expressed that this fight couldn't take place without fans. So are they just saying September 19th, hoping that they could get 25%? Or is this just Bob kind of keeping us interested? Like, who believes this is happening in September?
You know what? It's a point where I teeter. You know, I don't know to say. You know, this is solid. We're gonna have it. Maybe Teofimo Lopez, Vasyl Lomachenko, and Bob Arum. You know, and the promoter, and you know, not the promoter because Top Rank is the promoter, but like the managers, anybody that was involved in negotiations probably just had to come to terms with what the pandemic is and how boxing is going to be handled for the foreseeable future. I mean, initially when this pandemic started, not everybody, but several fighters said, okay, no, I'm not fighting in front of this crowd. That's it. It is what it is. But I think that during this time and how we've seen this pandemic affect us and the way it's working out and how the numbers have gone up again, you know, states reopened and numbers went up. So I think that maybe they're starting to realize that, you know, waiting for too long isn't going to be the trick. That's not going to be something that's going to be feasible. You're going to have to fight in crowdless settings. So maybe something got worked out, but I believe it could happen. September 19th is still, you know, 2 months, 2 months and a half.
Well,
what do you think?
before Mario jumps in, I just want to give the facts. According to top-ranked promoter Bob Barum, WBA, WBO lightweight champion Vasyl Lomachenko, who's 14-1 in 10 KOs, will take on Teofimo Lopez, the IBF champion. And his nickname is El Brooklyn. Never heard of that. Will finally clash on September 19th. This follows a cancellation of their initial May 30th unification date that was halted due to COVID-19 pandemic. So a lot of people had been speculating in the past. I sent you the link that this fight was going to get rescheduled for September. Now here we are, and it is in September, Mario, allegedly.
Yeah, listen, I think September is more than enough time to work out the logistics, as long as those logistics don't have to be a full crowd. Because that's the thing, this fight has they've talked about, is that this is one of those fights that it's like they think they can get it done without a crowd, or at least with a certain percentage of a crowd. They think they can get it done with a certain capacity, and it's not like, Wilder Fury or Canelo fight or an AJ fight where, I mean, this would be a lot of revenue at the gate. I'm not saying that. It's just that from everything I've heard, everything I've read, everything I've been told, this fight would proceed without it. They've been from the jump willing to get this done during these times. So I absolutely believe it could happen. I think it just depends on how realistic the goals are with this. It depends on what the checklist looks like. And as long as that checklist doesn't include, 100% attendance, I think we're good to go. And right now, I don't think that that's what, I don't think that has to happen. We don't have to get to 100% attendance for this to go down.
And it's surely happening in Las Vegas, right? I mean, pretty much, I don't know if New York would be a place to host a fight. I think, New York's doing.
Remember, it was going to be New York, and then Vasyl all of a sudden felt like Teofimo was too much of a draw in New York, remember?
Oh, true. Or he probably felt like he had
his
that
mind.
home advantage.
Well, that's what it was. He changed his mind. He said that that's Teofimo's home, which doesn't make any sense when he's been fighting there at least 5 times, Vasyl, right? But whatever,
But if it's out in Las Vegas, I mean, has any fights been held thus far in Las Vegas? Anything of that magnitude?
I mean, of this magnitude, no. But the bubble's been popping.
The bubble's been popping. All right. So, yeah, man, it's look, I'm pretty sure, I think, if we get Teofimo Lopez pops on, man, he'll probably say that.
Yeah, he is West Coast, so we're gonna wait as much as possible before we ring him up. But he's West Coast. We do plan on having another show this morning. I probably think we'll be starting around 11:15. We got Jared Anderson, the real big baby, who's scheduled to fight Thursday, July 9th. He's scheduled to be on the show at 11:30 a.m. today. And I'm also trying to get some other things popping. But, yeah. So I'm being told that Lomachenko also doesn't want it in New York because of the decision against Nikitin? Who the hell is that?
Well, it was a fight that was
I guess
fight. They had a decision that
I guess that's some fight, but that's kind of a weak excuse because he came out months before on his own YouTube channel in his own language, where he in his own words said that Teofimo it's not fair to go to New York. He's the favorite over there. People cheering from him. They've adapted him. So he's been expressing that New York wasn't neutral anymore.
Yo, he dubbed himself El Brooklyn.
Yeah, that don't even make sense on the real El Brooklyn. Like, I mean, he should have just went with, Teofimo Lopez or Brooklyn's Teofimo Lopez or the Brooklyn Bomber.
El is like...
I know. El, it means like the Brooklyn.
but like that's taken from like... I mean, look, if you look at cartel bosses...
I know, and that's what I'm saying. I was El Grande, so he's El Brooklyn, but El Grande...
but there's a reason why that El means something. El means like...
Yeah, because you a boss, but... But the Brooklyn don't ring right. Like El Grande rings better than El Brooklyn. What the hell? I'm gonna talk to his dad about that. No, we from Brooklyn B. He's throwing back to me.
Brooklyn, bro. Yo, you go, bro. The culture, you gotta understand that shit.
I don't get it. I never heard anyone called El Brooklyn. I don't know. Mario, you all the way in Corpus. You in a totally different region. How does that ring in your ears? El Brooklyn.
He Mexican.
I don't even think I can say it.
It sounds like a luchador from New York.
Exactly.
Like,
it doesn't even sound Spanish because it's not enough Spanish words. It's like El. So no matter what pronunciation you use, no matter what accent you have, it just sounds Spanglish. You know what I mean? And,
yeah.
I mean, I guess you can say El Brooklyn, but ew, I don't know. It don't rhyme right for me.
Y'all hating.
Teofimo El Brooklyn. El Brooklyn Lopez.
Yeah, that don't ring right.
El mero. You know what I'm saying?
Look, you got to add other stuff to it to make it sound good. Come on, man. El Brooklyn. I think that's something new. I hope he ain't.
No, it is.
Yeah, because that's.
I want to ask him too. Like, yo, bro, how you switch up El Brooklyn? Or you know what I'm saying? What was the name before? Because like, I know on Box Strike, you know, they'll have you up there, but they switched it already to El Brooklyn on Box Strike.
Yo, so all right, the Teofimo stuff. We talked about where it happened and all that stuff. What's up with the fight? I mean, only thing that I can think of when I think of this fight is like, can Teo land the right hand that Vasyl took from Linares, who I think is not anywhere as near in his prime, you know, physically. I mean, look, man, Teofimo's everything Linares wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? And, yo, if Linares did that, you know, and he's not a natural 135, like, this is what I keep saying about Devin Haney and the reason that Vasyl didn't take that fight. Like, these are natural 135-pounders, which means they're not natural 135-pounders. These dudes are like 54-pounders coming down in weight. 20 pounds ain't nothing to a fighter to lose. So, yeah, man, I want to believe that Teo's going to be too big too much. But Vasyl has showed very good defensive skills. He showed the ability to frustrate his fighter, you know, and then it becomes a thing like, can Teofimo land the punch that he needs? You know, Yearly not has landed it, but he didn't have enough behind that, you know, mustard sandwich, you know.
No mustard on the sandwich. No pickles, no spice, nothing. But Teofimo, man, he got a pop. And, I know I sent you a little post on there, you know, him, you know, doing a little bit of shadow boxing, you know, letting y'all know that all the tricks haven't been pulled out the bag. Like, you know, this kid's still developing. He's still learning. He has an open mind. And I feel like, you know, it's going to be a very competitive fight. I'm not sitting here saying that, you know, Teo's going to go in there and wash Lomachenko. That's, you know, that's disrespectful. He's going to go in there and he's going to put that youth on him, man, that youthful strength and speed. You know, Lomachenko, he's a tricky fighter, uses angles. And I think that they've been watching him for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Teofimo was not the guy coming out of the blue, you know, as a new fighter. You know, he's been fighting. You know, a lot of people have been downloading his style and whatnot. Obviously, it's much different when you get in there with a fighter. But, you know, Teofimo is showing us that he's willing to step up. And he's taking out guys that you know, that would have given other guys in his division problems, and he's taking them out in a devastating way. I mean, he finished Comney, you know. Yeah, he had that.
Mario, let me ask you, right? Like, what Ryan Garcia doesn't have, which is the opponent to tell us can he do it, Teofimo has. But wouldn't you want more Richard Comeys on his resume? I guess to give you that. Well, to sway you in the Lopez, because like, yeah, we got that one fight to say, yo, look, he rose to the occasion. He fought like a champ versus a champ, but it is only one fight where Vasyl's been there 14 times. I guess out of 14, maybe 12, maybe at least 10 real names under his belt.
Yeah, listen, that's the thing right there is, you know, from a betting standpoint or from wanting to get it correct, or the pick correct, sure, yeah, it would be great if I had a few more observations of Teofimo, because I have many, many more of Lomachenko, but that doesn't at all register for me as far as like this fight happening. They're ready. They're ready to fight. I think that what you got to understand is Teofimo's either good enough to beat Lomachenko now or he's not. He does. I just favor Loma in the fight, though. But if you ask me, do I think that another top 10, top 5 fighter on Teofimo's resume would sway me? Yeah, maybe. But that's not the point. The point is, can he go out there and beat him right now? And I think he definitely has it in him for sure. I don't think he needs another opponent.
I mean, taking into consideration, Vasyl, has been out of the ring since August last year. It's been a little while. It's going on almost 9-10 months. And I mean, like I said, everything is timing, man. This is a game of inches, man, especially when we got guys at this high level. And being inactive, I'm gonna take that into consideration just a bit. You know what I'm saying? How much the travel is gonna affect Loma? Because again, remember, guys, he has to travel. He's enjoying his life out there right now, but again, the bans are still up. I'm pretty sure they're still up from several countries. So it's gonna be interesting to see this process all the way up to September, and when he actually decides to come over to Las Vegas, because I would assume they would want to hold camp, or at least a portion of the camp over here, just to kind of get acclimated. But these are the factors that I'm taking into all of this. It's like sort of like Robert De Niro and Goodfellas.
Is it safe? Would you guys feel comfortable telling a casual boxing fan like, oh, the Masayoshi Nikitana fight, don't judge Lopez off that. He didn't get up for that fight. It was a no-name. He didn't know him. But every other name that has partially a name, he's knocked out. You know what I mean? So if you face someone that he can say, well, Devin Haney fought him, so I'm going to knock him out better, or so-and-so, you know what I mean? He's done that job. Or is that unfair to Masayoshi Nakatani for doing so well? And is that just coddling and giving an excuse to Lopez?
He made his own excuses, if you want to say it like that. He said that he was going through something. Obviously, he had gone through some things in his circle. I think he had just gotten married, if I'm not mistaken, or he had a girlfriend, whatever. There's stuff that happens behind the scenes, man. And I think that the more we've taken in consideration, what happens outside of the ring, and how, fighters can bring that into the ring. We've seen it a lot more. I know in my time here with the Boxing Voice, I've seen that, where, fighters just, their life outside of the ring is not aligned totally with what, the goals are, or what, well, not with the goals, but with the clear of mind that you need. So,
Candy Slim says, pulling for Tio. Let me see, just disappeared. I was screen sharing it. He says, go for it.
Candy Slim 501 says, pulling for Tio, but don't sleep on Loma's power. All his opponents at 135 have hit the deck or been stopped. The left to the liver could be a problem. I mean, yeah.
Mario, how much of a factor was Nakatani's height? He's nearly 5'12". He's 5'11 and a half. Tallest fighter Lopez faced. He's only 5'8" himself. That's 4.5 inches difference. Does that matter? Or as the shorter man, he was supposed to do a Tyson-like job on the taller man?
No, it definitely matters. And that's the other thing about that is that, what the best fighters in the world get every time they go out is experience. And they learn from whatever the opponent across from them has, and so we've seen Teofimo have to come back from adversity. And I'm not saying come back. I just think deal with adversity, tough aspects of a fighter. Regardless of what you want to say with Richard Comey, that was a tough fight coming in. You have to have your mind right, all those types of things. So I think that he did what he had to do to get the W, and I think that it's a different fight with Lomachenko. I think it plays into some of his strengths with the explosiveness that comes out of it. But it's a 50-50 fight. It's a 50-50 fight. Like, no one listen, if you're saying that it's not a 50-50 fight, it's because you're a huge fan of one or the other. Like, this is a very, very razor close fight, and I think that Teofimo has everything he needs walking in the ring that night. Does he get the job done? This is, I think, a matchup where they could fight 10 times and both guys win 5 fights. It could be that way. And I'm just talking about, if everything was the same, obviously, after 10 fights, Lomachenko would be probably pretty old. So, I don't know. I just think it's an even fight, man. It's an even fight. It's got to happen. This is the only thing that's going to save us right now in this, C19 world. This is that big fight that could happen. The rest of them, they're innuendos. The rest of them are covered in what ifs or ifs and circumstantial. But this is the one that seems like it's ready to happen. And I could not be any more ready.
Yeah, if you want to ask me the same question that's about Nakatani and stuff like that,
of course, champ. I mean,
he's 7. He's 7. I mean, look, he was the biggest guy Teofimo probably fought, and it's crazy because you've been fighting a certain type of guy, and then you got this guy coming out from Japan. I don't know if Teo's team really knew about him, but you got these guys that are doing well.
All right, looks like we froze up on him. You back?
Chip. Yeah, so we, Teofimo Lopez, with Nakatani. I don't know what you caught, but Nakatani, he's the tallest fighter he's fought. You're accustomed to fighting certain, certain heights or whatnot. And I don't even know if they really knew Nakatani coming out of Japan. Some of these guys do so good out there in the Eastern Hemisphere. And they come with these records, they're O's, they got the O's out there, and then you don't know them. We went over some of them yesterday on the UK. I will admit it, I didn't know who Bipu was or any of those other guys.
Yeah, he said Freddie Kawit or something like that.
Yeah, Castillo Clayton was, but there's some guys you just don't know about.
Too.
Yeah. So they're doing good, and then they surprise you. I mean, nobody expected this guy from Japan to come over here and do what he did and go the 12 rounds. And nobody expected Teofimo Lopez to be going through whatever he was going through. So, it just shows you a little bit of grit on the Honduran champ. He put that all aside, and he got the job done. Was it pretty? No. Did he want? Maybe he wanted it a knockout, because this guy is coming out of Japan. Who knows him? You should have stopped him. All that other stuff came along. At the end of the day, my boy got through adversity, came out on top with Richard Comney, and now he's lined up for this titles fight. So, what happened, Marioski? My bad.
No. It's funny that you said that because, we got guys like that in Texas that I would be very surprised if anybody knew their name here. Like, and I know who I'm sitting in front of, right? Y'all know everybody, but they're guys that really don't have a lot of exposure. Maybe they were on TV on like a Golden Boy card, years ago in like an opener or something, but they're always brought in to lose. But they're the guys that you bring in tough. So we have those guys. It's like, you don't really know who they are, but they're a tough out. We have like tons of those dudes in Texas. And so I get that whole, part of it. And obviously I didn't, get to talk about it with Mitty or anything like that. But, yeah, I see him sometimes on resumes and I'm like, ooh, that's a good win. And then I'm like, I'm going to point him out. And then like, no, then I'm going to have to spend the whole time like defending who this is. And then Ness is going to look at that guy's box rec and see he's got like 12 losses, but that guy's tough. You know what I'm saying? Like, what that guy brings every time. Yeah, but that's your
job. Out. That's your job to make a case. Like, dudes in my gym, like, let's say Paul Woolak gets a fight. The old Ness or a future podcaster is going to be like, oh, Paul Woolak, man, that dude's been retired 5 years. But they don't know. I'm in the gym with him. I see what he's doing for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? I might lay a little money on him because the pressure of Paul Woolak, bro, I would recommend anybody spar Paul Woolak. Call him in for sparring to help you with your fight because the pressure of Paul Woolak is exactly that of a Mexican, but a little more control maybe. You know what I mean? So I get what you're saying. It's your duty to defend the dudes that we don't know that you do know.
Yes, definitely. That's exactly what I was saying.
Nakatani.
Yeah,
but,
man.
They gave him so much crap for that.
Obviously, WBC came out. If one of you guys could read what the WBC posted on their lightweight supremacy post, which is the thumbnail that you're seeing now. This is WBC's artwork. Shout out to Hexar. You know, he's been working with the WBC and Top Rank for quite some years. He's done a lot of work for us, and you know, happy
I'll go ahead and
see,
read it whenever you want me to. Now.
Yeah, and 1 second. Happy to see him, you know, not only land the Top Rank job, but the WBC job, and continue to do his thing. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay, this is a post WBC on IG. The lightweight supremacy. Bang, bang emojis. The world of boxing can celebrate the incredible set of matches that are being put together in the lightweight division. This weight category is a classic one. Some of the greatest fighters in history have come from this category. Roberto Duran, Pernell Whittaker, Julio Cesar Chavez, Oscar DeLaHoya, just to name a few, ruled in the 135-pound class. Vasyl Lomachenko is the WBC Franchise champion and will be facing the IBF champion in the Ultimate Unification clash in September. WBC champion Devin Haney will be making a voluntary defense against an opponent to be named in the coming days, which will be followed by the 2 mandatory defenses of his WBC title. Multi-division world champions Jorge Linares and Javier Fortuna will meet in the ring during the month of August, and Luke Campbell is to meet Ryan Garcia in a date to be determined. This tournament in the lightweight division will certainly provide the tremendous excitement in the world. Stay tuned for more news. Hashtag WBC, hashtag boxing.
And you know, the thing is, it is sort of an unofficial tournament. You know, you got all the players, again, some of them are getting buys in their own right? Like, I guess Linares has it easier in some people's minds than he did when he was first scheduled to face Ryan, right? There's more hype behind Ryan. There's more upside in Ryan, so he was the A side in that fight. Now Linares gets a Fortuna. You know, then you look at Campbell. He gets Ryan, which isn't official yet. That's a tough fight for Ryan. Campbell is a natural 135-pounder. You know, he's been in there with Lomachenko. He's lost a few times.
No date yet, right, Nuss? No date on that Ryan Garcia Campbell fight?
No, it's not official yet.
No, because they gotta negotiate it or go to purse bid. So no date as of yet. But if it happens, you know, for Ryan, I'm sorry. I don't think this is the right fight to take. Like, first of all, you know, Campbell's more durable in my eyes than Linares, but less of a name in America. Like, you taking more risks for a guy that we don't know like that. Like, I know him, obviously. You know, a lot of percentage of our listeners may know him, but the casual, man, can you say the same about the casual? And I don't know, man. I think Ryan was better off with Linares, who he could have just pressured and broke his face down. Now he's in here with a dude that his face does hold up. You know, it's a southpaw. It's a natural southpaw. You know, so again, then Devin has a bye because he's registered to fight TBA, which usually doesn't mean anybody big.
Yeah, but here's the thing about this list, right? And it's like, who washes who in this list? Like, that's the question to me. And I don't really think that anybody washes any of these guys, because that's what I'm saying. Like, I think they're all really tough fighters. Like, I don't think that any of these are an easy fight. I get what you're saying with the Campbell and Yades. I don't know if I necessarily agree, but I understand why you feel that way. But I still don't think that either of those fights is a wash. I don't think that there's anybody that comes out and just gets starched. Like, what I'm trying to say is they all deserve to be there, I think. And I think they all have a chance at, you know, reaching that mountaintop. I just think that, you know, the percentages of probability, you know, are very drastic from Lomachenko to a Fortuna or a Linares. That said, though, I just think that they all deserve to be there. I think they all put up a really good fight. And I think the matchups are very interesting when you start to cross-promote, you know.
I mean, Ryan Garcia, you know, he said, right? My bad, Brian Yuski. But, you know, Ryan Garcia is real cocky with it. Said
Definitely.
On Twitter, "Oh, Southpaw, my favorite."
Yeah.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite. So he's taking it like it's nothing. Like, okay, bring it. So I don't know where Ryan Garcia's mentality is. He's been very cocky as of late. He stands his ground when it comes to his money, and we got to remember though.
Listen, even though I feel Campbell is more durable, we gotta be truthful. He's not as swaggerlicious as a Linares. You know what I'm saying? Linares could probably drop
Rhythm.
his hands. He's gonna have some soul, start dancing salsa in the ring. Whereas Campbell's gonna be real tight, high guard. Probably tense. I think that. I don't know, man. It's so weird, bro. So weird.
He's strong. He's strong though, Campbell. He's really strong.
Absolutely. He's the natural 135 pounder.
He's gonna be. Look, this is a tough fight for Ryan Garcia, and he just started training. I mean, according to Luke's social medias and stuff, he said first day back in the gym was June 19th.
And that's my thing, Doomy. Wouldn't you rather, if you're Reynoso? I guess Reynoso knows more than you. Obviously, he's working hand in hand, side by side with Ryan. But if you're Reynoso, wouldn't you rather lose to Devin Haney or at least Linares than losing to the two-time title challenger in Luke Campbell?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going with what name you'd get the less heat from in losing, yeah, George Linares would be that guy. He's a more decorated fighter, but I wouldn't nail him to the cross, even if he did lose to a Luke Campbell. But that's definitely, if he loses to a Luke Campbell now, his stock, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's gonna go way down, but his hype train will slow down a bit. It'll lose some steam. So he has to be very, very well trained coming into this fight. He has to be very strong. Again, he's been out there with Eddie Reynoso, man. Eddie Reynoso has that stable. He has that vibe where guys are constantly working. You got guys that are superstars, and I mean Canelo, that are in your ear giving you advice. And imagine you got Canelo, which I consider pound for pound, right? And he's the guy giving you advice in the ring, like, yo, usually when a guy does this is what I do. And he's giving you all that knowledge. So it's like you put all that knowledge into a young body, with speed like Ryan has. I mean, it should develop into something good. And to test yourself, don't test yourself with no old guy. Test yourself with this young guy right here, Luke Campbell. There's a dog in him. He lost to Jorge Linares, but maybe he wasn't just ready for that rhythm and soul. You feel me? He wasn't ready for that. But, you live and you learn. Every fight you take something with you from it, and you try to work on the things that you should have worked on in order to win the fight you lost. So I'm not saying anything bad about losing to a Luke Campbell. It's a tough fight, definitely a tough fight.
Yeah, but I feel you though. It's just like derailing for you. Like, it sucks because in boxing, like the whole undefeated thing is just so played and I don't know, misunderstood. But at the end of the day, it does kind of like vouch for you in moments where you don't really have people or hardcores. You know what I mean? Like when you're gonna go on First Take, it's that record that catches the eye if you don't know who's sitting there. And so, unfortunately for Ryan Garcia, like it derails everything that is hyped up about the kid. You know what I'm saying? Like he wants to retire. He says it such a young age. Why? Because he's saying he's going out there and dominating everybody. He's going to be able to retire at that age. You feel me? But yeah, you lose at. It's just that stock is. I'm not gonna say down the toilet, but
it's gonna go a few points down, Cham. Like the regular stocks.
Exactly.
You had it. The fucking bacon department had a pig plague, and a whole bunch of pigs died. All of a sudden, the bacon stock goes down. Like this shit matters, man. Everything's connected. And again, I'm not gonna be mad at Ryan.
Me neither.
If you were to lose to a guy like this, but it will definitely take some steam off that hype train. But again, what other fight was it? Javier Fortuna was the one that's saying that Ryan Garcia was running too, right?
Yeah.
So I don't, there's a couple of guys, out of all the guys that I've seen, except for obviously Devin Haney, but that fight won't happen now. This is a fight where I'm going to be like, all right, Ryan, you got that. You beat this guy. Imagine if he knocks him out or does anything like that. It's like this could make him look very good.
Yeah, make who? If he knocks out Campbell?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. If he could knock out Campbell, I think that sends a statement for sure.
And Eddie's giving him that money, right? Because Luke Campbell's with Eddie.
Yes.
Ryan Garcia. I mean, the money's gonna be there. We haven't gotten a date or an official announcement, but the money. I think that Eddie Hearn would pay the money for Ryan Garcia. I mean, he's had such success with Logan Paul and all the other YouTube stars and social media stars, and now you got the best of both worlds in a fighter, in an actual professional fighter. So Eddie's probably looking at this like, yeah, we need this right now. We could drive those numbers up with this kid. And as far as Luke Campbell and his social media following, I mean, I can't say that he has so much. He has 144,000 followers, but he stays pretty active on social media. Nothing like Ryan Garcia. Obviously, you look at Ryan Garcia's last post, he got like 3-4 million hits.
Jeez.
Yeah, every post, dude. He bodied Jake Paul with that body shot, and that one's like almost at 5 million, and the one before that is like almost at 4 million. So, two young guys. Luke Campbell, he's a good-looking kid too. I don't know how the ladies love him out there in UK. Because shout out to the ladies out there, because I know they're huge boxing fans out there. A big percentage of our viewers too is from the ladies, TBV ladies. So yeah, man, this guy could probably drive some numbers up there. Look, Oscar DeLaHoya did it. Ryan Garcia doing it. Maybe this is UK's Ryan Garcia. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't even want to say this, but God, how is he so popular? Who is he popular with? It's all these Gen Z kids that I don't know, bro. That are probably offended watching boxing in the first place. Yeah, man, that's crazy, bro. I'm just saying, I don't know. Listen, here's the thing. I always do this. I always think everyone that I follow on Twitter or IG, that's the representation of the whole world. No, it's just a representation of probably like-minded people like myself in all reality. But bro, nobody I know S with this kid. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? So it's every day we're on.
I
here
get what
you're
you're saying.
1 million, 2 million hit. What?
I get what you're saying. Nobody I talk boxing with says, hey, what about that Ryan Garcia guy?
Exactly. Exactly.
You're right. But that's the thing. He's got a K-pop following, bro. We're not of that generation. And honestly, that is powerful.
That's a good metaphor.
That is powerful, the following that he got. He's just got to make it translate. It is, though. For us, it's not, because we're not privy to his analytics, but it is translating because the Zone wouldn't have changed this contract if he wasn't. You know what I mean? Or Golden Boy. It is translating for them. He is worth what they're saying, and that's why he keeps fighting for more. The question is he going to continue to get it, or is somebody going to get tired? It's a dangerous game. It's a very dangerous game because his promoters could shelf him. Then he could be on social media saying, oh, Oscar don't want to let me out my contract. You know what I mean? So you got to be careful, or end up buying yourself out of the contract. But lightweight supremacy, man. So if Teofimo loses to Vasyl, is Vasyl, does he have lightweight supremacy, or does he still have to face Haney since he, essentially vacated his belt and accepted franchise status rather than fighting his mandatory, which now, in retrospect, proves he could have fought him and had plenty of time to get ready for Teofimo?
I mean, I don't know. Is it the same as Danny Garcia moving up? Or I guess he wouldn't be moving up in this situation, though. I don't know. I mean, it's like I want to say yes, he has to fight Devin Haney because I want to see that fight. But like, does he need to fight Devin Haney to earn that respect that he deserves for beating a guy like Teofimo? You get what I'm trying to say? Like, that's, I don't know. It's just a weird question.
Well, it's not about respect, and it's not a weird question. I kept it very straight.
It's not a weird question, but you know what I mean. It's a hard question.
What I mean is I kept it straight in the sense that I'm not asking who's better. I'm asking, does he have the right to claim lightweight supremacy without beating Devin Haney?
Nah, he gotta beat. He gotta beat Devin. Right? I mean, look, they're all fighting for the crown right now. They gotta face each other, and for him to say that he's the for him to say he's the man, he got. And you know, it's funny because he always saves Devin for last. You know, he's been up there saying, "Yeah, I got this fight plan." Spits the names, and then Devin's the last guy. So I mean, even Ryan Garcia pretty much knows, or you know, the talks in his team. And those circles probably very well know that is the money fight. You know, that is the ultimate fight. That'll be like the Canelo versus Mayweather. You know what I mean? Be a huge fight. It'll be that times Canelo Mayweather in the future. That'll be their fight. Their huge fight. And that'll definitely be, if everybody stays in their O and doesn't lose it, and you know, stays the trajectory into that matchup, that'll be one of the biggest fights. And I see huge numbers, bro. That fight garnering huge numbers, and hopefully, you know, we'll be out of this whole pandemic by then, and we'll truly see who the king is.
Yeah, I agree. I think like it's one of those things, like, you know, AJ, Wilder, Fury. You know, I put Fury on top after he beats Wilder. You know, and then obviously, you know, he's got to beat him again. But after he beat Wilder, I put him on top. But I still need to see him beat AJ. You know what I mean? Like that's how you're gonna get to me, like that overall, I run this division type of thing. And so it's a difficult question. It's like you have Teofimo who deserves to be where he's at, who deserves all the credit in the world. And I think this is a battle of the 1 and 2 right now, this second. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Teofimo, the winner deserves everything. You know, Teofimo wins. Are we going to be calling him the best in the world? You know what I mean? Like, is he going to be in the pound for pound rankings? Like, I think that they deserve those things. But at the same time, it's like, I can't really give you that whole division until you beat Devin Haney, because he could theoretically beat both those guys.
But now, what about the argument? What about the argument to the Lomachenko supremacist who's like, you're extremist, excuse me. That's like, you're crazy. Devin ain't faced nobody. Let me see if it's that Skype call. Oh, it fixed. It was like having an issue there. What the hell? I thought somebody was shooting at me.
I thought somebody was hitting the ill tap then. Yeah.
So what didn't I hear? Because I guess, you know, it's like, damn, y'all ain't hear that.
10 seconds of whatever you were saying.
Well.
Oh, man. But, yeah. Let's just go real quick. Michael Buffer from the UK says, Lopez will say he's a young prospect. Not happening. Yeah, he won't say he's a young prospect. He ain't a young prospect. What's wrong with y'all, man? He a champ.
What do you mean Lopez would say he's a young prospect? What does he mean by that?
I don't know. He says Lopez will say he's a young prospect. Not happening.
If he loses, we would say he's a young prospect. Like, I lost because I'm young. I'm so lost with that one.
Oh, you know, that makes sense, though. He will say he's a young prospect. Not happening. He will say, It's a little cryptic, Michael Buffer, but we'll figure it out. Lopez will say he's a young prospect. Not happening. It's like he missed a whole sentence in between, but it's cool. Yeah, he's not a young prospect. Definitely not. He the champ.
But basically, can he use that excuse if he loses? Would you accept it? Like, he was too green.
No excuses. No excuses. Absolutely no excuses. You get washed. You took the chance. Look, we all gave Erickson Lubin a shot when he stepped up to Charlo. He got, y'all saw what happened to my man Lubin, all right? And this is boxing. This can happen at any time. And he got put out. he got put out. Did a lot of people, jump on Lubin's, neck and look, yeah, you wanted the steak before the veggies. You know what I'm saying? you took that fight too early. But then again, we didn't give Mike Tyson any shit when he did what he did. There's some guys that just step up, have the cojones to do it. You know what I'm saying? So let's go, and no excuses.
Agreed. Let's open up these phone lines, man. Final thoughts is I'm excited to see what this division shakes out to be and who does get the title of supremacy. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people get to do that and get to be that in their division. So those that can, we have to praise them for it, and give them their due credit.
Real quick before we go ahead and go to the sponsors, Kevin Turner says Fury equals fraud. Oh man, all Fury right. Managed to sneak into this topic. Yeah.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Caesar, Vegas, talk to us. While we wait, we got a super chat from that one white boy that says, Texas made mask mandatory in public. Hashtag mask off. Hashtag resume. No, excuse me, sue me. Damn, I be reading what I was like, want.
I ain't get the R and the E, chick.
I be reading what I want, right? Yo, I'm telling you, I'm dyslexic. I'm telling y'all. But yeah, Caesar, you ready for us? No? Yes, go.
Hello?
We hear you.
Cheers.
All right. Hey, man. Good morning. Happy Monday to everybody, man. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Yeah, man. As soon as this fight actually had a date, man, I got pumped, man. This is definitely a fight that I'm looking forward to. The Luke Campbell, Ryan Garcia fight. I hope it's a done deal. I don't know. What do you guys got on that? Is that official, or is that just still in the works?
We don't got, I guess, like a contract or anything like that. Anybody signing anything? But Bob Arum came out and said that.
Was a deadline. I thought I read there was like a deadline for Ryan's team to accept the fight.
Oh, you talking about Ryan? Yeah, he got till today, but we talking about Vasyl and Teo being official. But yes, Ryan has until today to agree to the Lobo Campbell terms, or they're gonna go to purse bid.
Perfect. All right, for sure. Hey guys, great show, man. As always, man. TBB for life.
You already know, man. Everybody put your hands in the air. We're gonna go out to King Born, Brooklyn. What up? Born. King Born going once. All right. Let me go out to Info Joe. You available? Let me get a flash over there. Info.
Get over here.
Info looking like he just listening. Izzy, you ready? All right.
Izzy, stay busy.
I'm good. All right.
All right, I think Izzy's just listening. Let me double check. Everybody who's just listening, please let me know on Skype. In the meantime, I'll go to Stone Bone, I believe. He's ready. Stone Bone, you avail?
What up? Y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, I'm getting excited about the lightweight division, man. All these little excuses though that I keep hearing, like, oh, they don't want to fight in New York and all of this. So unless he fighting in where he from, the Ukraine or wherever he from, unless he's fighting in the Ukraine or in Europe, he's basically gonna be I don't want to say he's the B side he's the A side as far as the titles and everything, but just the location the crowd, he's the B-side. Teofimo is going to be the more driving force behind the crowd in New York. We seen Lomachenko do what 3,000 or something in DC when he did the Armory, and like 5,000 in California. Come on, man, he ain't doing like Bud 13, 14, 15,000 people. So he got to go wherever Bob tell him Teofimo can sell the tickets at. So he needs to just fall in line. I was favoring Lomachenko in that fight. As time goes, I'm starting to. Oh shit, what was that? Oh yeah, but I was favoring Lomachenko, but now I'm starting to favor Tio. I'm starting to see hesitance. I'm starting to see reluctance to fight him. And when you start to get to talking like that, usually I ain't gonna say he's scared, but I don't know if he want to fight that young dude. He 32 versus 22, knockout puncher. I'm starting to lean more towards Tio. I like Lomachenko's skills. I think he could beat him. He can probably outbox Tio if Tio gets too eager to try to knock him out. But these little comments I'm hearing, don't want to fight in New York. He think this, that, starting to make me think Tio's going to win by knockout. I'm picking it. Tio by knockout. But Devin is still the best at 130.
Cut it. We going out to Keem in Florida.
Cheer.
I open the door for audiences in all of sports to go back to the way it was in Jesus' name. Amen. It's done. The fight, I'm making $10 million. I'm not really worried about what he's making on him.
I believe you.
That's why you're going to see. In Jesus' name. Amen. With Earl Spence. Man, you're not fighting those shut the fuck up. Oh.
Yo, good morning, y'all. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, man. Hey, man. So I remember we had a little debate about what was the best division in boxing, man. And somebody said lightweight. I think it was Izzy. And I at the time, I was like, man, he tripping. But after seeing that picture, man, and just looking at that lineup and the people that they didn't even throw in there, like you don't see Tank in that picture. You know, there's still other guys at that lightweight division that are monsters, man. So this division, it might be the best division in boxing, man. I mean, it's got some real talent, man. I'm excited about that Teofimo Loma fight. I'm picking Lomachenko on that one. I think Tio's just gonna be too green, man. He's gonna be too green, and I think Lomachenko's experience is what's gonna take him over the top in this fight. But I agree with Stormborn. I still think Devin Haney's best at 135 right now. And even though he hasn't had the chance to really prove himself the way we'd like or the way he wants, I think that when he gets the opportunity, we're gonna see what he's really about. And I think that kid's gonna reign at 135, 140, 147, whatever he wants to do. He's gonna reign for a long time, man. So I think that's the real king of the lightweight division. The real, for supremacy, I think it's Devin Haney. But yeah, I'm excited about the Tio Loma fight, man. That's all I got. Appreciate it.
Word.
All right, let me head on out to New Jersey.
Everybody put your hands in the air.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
Look, man, Skype been messing up. Y'all can hear me?
We hear
Perfect,
you,
brother. I thought you was gonna come in battling.
Nah. Hold up. It's a history lesson. I'm Jack Johnson. He's Jim Jeffries. I done made this white dude jump. He's Woody Harrelson. I'm Wesley, the great white hype with a nice right. But I'll be ready for us to meet at last. He's so soft, so I call him Teddy. I heard your weak bars calling me Duke. It's true, I'm a blue devil. Tell me if you're bringing people with you to the battle. I'll tell SCP to bring a few more shovels. You Kim Duke Ook, that's you. I'm going to be Ray Mancini. You're not even Will Smith playing Ali. You Will Smith playing the genie. And you're going to need all three wishes to beat me. And yo, since you love fishing so much, I'm going to leave you just where you be. I'm trying to give my boys a fight, like Floyd versus Berto, a shot for one of my brothers. Instead, you getting abused. It's like Floyd versus one of his baby mothers. Guilty as charged. The bars is felonious assault. You only the second most consistent on TBV. And since now, you having them second thoughts. Off the top, I'm stumbling, but I'm rumbling. Come on, boy.
Monster kill.
I mean, that might be why Izzy's representation decided to wait till next week to do the battle.
Yo, that as soon as he came on, like, yo, it's my Skype. I already knew the energy was there. I was expecting a battle right now. I was like,
Izzy brought this upon himself using his calls for verses. He said he gonna make us bring extra shovels. I'm sorry.
And
Yo,
they sniping. They sniping each other from far right now.
Dirty.
Yo, the whole Will Smith Genie thing.
Say you gonna need 3 wishes to beat me.
Bro, that opening was sick enough.
Word. What is
going on?
You hear that?
Yeah.
Y'all hear that too? Okay, cool.
Sopa de caracol. Hey,
Let me go to Sid in Florida.
What up, man? Everybody need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join Patreon, even if it's for just $3. I'm happy to hear about the fight even going on, but as far as, in my opinion, I feel like the winner of this, dang, I forgot that franchise belt, so I don't even know if that's really a unification. But either way, I like the fight or whatever. I feel like, this Teofimo stage to show us what's up, or get smoked by the dude that's supposed to have enough experience but waited that late to go pro. And yeah, man, these fighters need to get this junk going, just to see who the best. But that's all I got, man.
All right, we got Majimbe.
What's good? What's good, guys? Good morning.
What's good?
What up? How are you?
All right. So pretty much the way I see it is, I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna take Teofimo from the gate. I think but I also do think that the only way that he's gonna win is by knockout. I don't think he has a chance to outpoint Loma at all. But I also, I think that he's living in Loma's head rent free. I think this whole situation of no fight in New York City, I think he's in there, man. And if Loma goes in there just not focused, I think he's gonna get slept real easy. And then I also think that at the end of the day, everybody has to go through Haney. I do think that Teo has the chance to beat him. I think it's between them two as being the best in that division. But you got to get to Devin. I mean, Loma ducked him for a reason. But that's it, guys. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, we're going out to New Orleans.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you a young fella, and he comes from the Magnolia.
Come on, audio sound. That's
sound like you in the bathroom, but we hear you.
Come back to me. Come back to me.
Rue in the 504. What up?
What's going on, fellas? Good morning.
How are you? Yo, you're a Loma fan, man. So what do you think? Is he lightweight supremacy without the Devin Haney win if he beats Teo?
No, he needs to beat Devin Haney to be number one. The winner of this fight needs to beat Devin Haney to be number one, to be fair.
But who has Devin Haney beat to be considered the guy to beat?
I mean, when you go through his resume, that's a great question, but I don't know, man. I think Devin Haney's there. He's one of the top guys in the division. I think you have to answer that question to clear this division out to be considered number one. That's just the way I look at it. But I mean, I'm glad this fight is happening. One I definitely look forward to. But yeah, man, I think you still have to take care of Haney. The winner has to. And another thing, I don't think either of these guys are going to be at 135 after this fight anyway. But if they are, you have to beat Haney. But I mean, both of these guys are done at this division after this fight. Yeah.
So you give them a pass if they say, yo, I fought Loma. Teofimo says, I fought Loma, win or lose, I'm moving up. Loma says, win or lose, I fought Teo, I'm moving down.
No, I don't give them, like, as far as being the number one in the division.
No, I mean a pass. If they decide to move up or down and not fight Haney.
I don't think I'm giving them a pass because I've expected this.
No. I'm asking you, would you be giving them a pass if that happens to play out?
No, I don't think so. No. It was something that was expected. I mean, Teofimo's dad's been saying for well over a year and a half, he's bursting at the seams at 135. We can't do this any longer. And we know Loma is a small 135 pounder. So I don't really see that as giving either fighter an excuse. I just never saw them hanging around here that long anyway.
Bet, Rue. Let me get to some others. We got Steve in Chicago. Steve, like you just listening. Let me go to Born. You there? All right. Well, we'll give a few seconds. In the meantime.
Hey, what happened?
Yeah, I don't know, champ. But we got another show scheduled. We should be having Jared Anderson, Big Baby Miller on at 11:30, and then we have Serafina, promoter with Greg Cohen Promotions, no longer around, but one of the last promoters of Big Baby, and we'll have her on at 12 o'clock today on the same show with Jared Anderson. Obviously, we're gonna want Jared to discuss his tweet where he says he's heard people, and all the messages about he should change his name due to Big Baby and his fiasco. Well, he had his own things to say. We told you about it yesterday, but now we get to talk to him in the firsthand and find out whatever we can from him. And from Serafina, who obviously, I sent my guys a pre-pro. We'll read that message live, but when Big Baby popped the first time, she was very vocal, so we'll see how her opinion or stance has changed. But it looks like Steve isn't there, so we have Brandon in Cincinnati.
Everybody put your hands in the air.
They got
Brandon in Cincinnati.
Brandon.
Alrighty then. So now that is everyone. Right? Yeah.
Say what?
That is everyone. I am right. Izzy doesn't want any parts of the show at this moment. Caesar also busy. So catch us on the next one. Let me try. Born, what up?
Hey yo, I'm back. Hey, listen. Hey, do me. Listen, this me. I'm Brooklyn. You heard Darius. That's a good combination. Let me tell you something about Teofimo real quick. Next is me. You know the energy guard. The guard is back, brother. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something about Teofimo, right? Why don't you get a mixture of Mike Tyson and a mixture of Zab Judah, and you got Teofimo. Undefeated, for a tougher opposition. We know Lomachenko got one loss on his record, and I got Teofimo knocking him out, plucking him right out of shoes, y'all. I see it coming. Hey, do me. We got one. El Brooklyn, peace.
To infinity and beyond.
He said
Brooklyn, stand up.
He said El Brooklyn. Yo.
El Brooklyn, baby.
Brandon Maurice, one more time before we wrap it up.
Yo, what's going on? Top of the morning to you, gentlemen.
All right.
This is a big fight, man. I mean, even before COVID-19 happened, this was one of the better fights we were going to get this year. Probably like top 3 or so. So, yeah, I'm excited, but I'm gonna go with Lomachenko, man. I just think he's just gonna bring some stuff to the table that a young fighter ain't never probably seen before. And I don't think Teofimo is gonna do anything that somebody with the pedigree of Loma has seen already. So I'm gonna just go with experience in this one. Should be a good fight though, but I'm gonna just go with Vasyl Lomachenko to get the win. Now I heard somebody mention it yesterday. Is it true that Ugas is fighting Abel Ramos? That true?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what the WBA ordered. Is it true that he's gonna take it? We got to see do he take it.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's an interesting fight, I guess. But yeah, I'm going with Vasyl.
win, man. But
by
just think of,
TKO or 12 rounds decision.
nah, just a good old school, old fashioned schooling. You know, just school him a little bit. That's my call.
All right. Yeah, yo, Loma could very well, it could be it could turn out to be a very tough fight if my man Tio ain't very well prepared. But like I said, man, you've been watching this guy for a while, and you've gotten to see him with high level guys, and you spar with certain guys. I think Theo's gonna be ready. I think he's gonna be ready.
Yeah, man. We'll see, brother. We'll see. But listen, I want to remind everybody we're back at 11:15. We're going to have Jared the real Big Baby Anderson, and Serafina, also known as Serafina, the artist, co-promoter with Greg Cohen and Salida, was the promoter of Big Baby at a time. She's been doing a lot of press now, no longer with Greg Cohen. Remember, he went to federal prison. So if you want to ask Serafina a question, head on over to patreon.com/The Boxing Voice. Drop a question for us. Scroll down. Don't hit me up, say you don't see it. You don't have your notifications posted. We post every single day on patreon.com/The Boxing Voice. Scroll down, find her post, drop a question. You can also find the Ask Jared Anderson a question, which we posted yesterday, and ask him a question. Join us right back here at 11:15. Before I go, let me, double check with Teofimo's dad, because I wanted to get him on. Obviously he let me know they're on Vegas time, which, never works out for our show. Just like Big Baby, the real Big Baby, Jared Anderson, he's in Vegas. Obviously he fights July 9th. So, we're going to do that one at 11:30. Hopefully he wakes up, right? Like, he's scheduled to be on the show.
That's 8 o'clock still.
That's 8:30 for him. At 11:30 over here is 8:30 for them. But let's see, does it happen? He's probably up, though. You got weigh-ins and stuff like that. It's already Monday. I think you fight Thursday or Tuesday. When is the 9th?
The 9th should be...
That's Thursday.
9th's Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday.
Yes, sir.
All right, so he's in Vegas getting acclimated, and, I don't know how early he's up. Hopefully he's going for them 8:30 runs, or not 8:30 run, because then we can't talk to him. But you know what I mean, man. We're back, 11:15. Let me stop kind of rambling. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already, so you get that notification when we go live at 11:15, and you don't miss these two interviews that will end up being classics. Right now, we're actually at 114,861, so we're really creeping up on that 115,000. You can help us reach that milestone by subscribing to the YouTube channel and telling your friend to subscribe, grabbing your son's phone and subscribing, your daughters, your wife, everybody. If you got a maid, tell her to subscribe. But yeah, man, catch us on the next one. SGTO, Instagram and Twitter. Peace. Any last super chats that we missed? If not, while you guys do your shows?
Yo, at Martin McGee on Twitter, at Martin McGee on Instagram. Catch us later and tonight for Untitled. Peace.
Chip. And you can catch me on IG, Alex_Doomsday_LAINEZ, same TikTok handle, and on Twitter, AlexLinusTBV. And like Nestor mentioned, hit that notification bell, and we do appreciate the subscriptions. We're here live all the time. Marioski, salut.
Oh man, that hurt.
What I mean? Marioski, Ness, we're always here, bringing you the latest in boxing news. And Untitled, like my man just mentioned, we have it today at 7, and it's a fun time for us here on the panel, because we get to let loose, kick it with you guys.
It's actually the most popular show for our TBV Patreons. It gets the most views of any other content we put up, other than, I would say, Border Wars.
Absolutely. So hit that notification bell, and if you want to come on over to the Patreon family, you have 3 tiers, 3, 5, and 15. I like to call it, the cup of coffee, expensive cup of coffee, right? Maybe from Starbucks, but $3 nonetheless. $5 for the next tier, and that's the sandwich, sandwich with the coffee. But if you want the pizza pie, I keep saying it, it's $15 for the month, man. And your content is down to cents per day. if you really want to do the math, if you know are a person like myself that likes to budget everything, and we do appreciate any of the tiers, but trust me, you get your bang for your buck with us on over. We have boxing bars on Saturday, and we're coming up with new and innovative ways to entertain you guys. So
yeah, I think this episode of Boxing Bars is probably the highest rated one in terms of views.
It's only getting better.
Yep. But yeah, man, catch us on the next one. Peace.
Cheers.